Good day, everyone. It's a great honor to have you join this webinar. We often call October as a glorious October because there are important days to be remembered. Like today, October 24th, it's UN Day and represents the birth of the United Nations. The United Nations was established in 1945 after the end of the World War II to replace the alliance of nations and to prevent wars. Also to provide a platform for dialogue among nations. It commits to promote cooperation among countries, including international law, international security, economic development, social progress, human rights, civil liberties, freedom, democracy, and most importantly, the realization of lasting world peace. October 24th, commemorate important milestone of United Nations. Surely, in October, for Taiwanese, October 10th also represents the birth of ROC Taiwan. It accommodates the days of the Wuchang Uprising on October 10th in 1911, which ultimately led to the collapse of the Empire Qing dynasty and established the Republic of China on January 1st in 1912. The ROC Taiwan became the first recognized democratic country in East Asia. In such meaningful October, we need to inherit from the past, strive for the breakthrough, and to create a new stage. In addition to that, we should not be complacent. We should look for the truth from the fact, fight for the justice. The mistakes from the past martial law era must be discussed seriously and to correct in such meaningful October. So we would like to take this opportunity to use Taijimen case to urge Taiwan government's attention. A group of young people work in technical company would like to share their observation and the importance of the cultures, honesty, and integrity. These young people represent one of the key generations in Taiwan. The government must listen to the voice of the young people. It can definitely be used as a guideline for countries' important policy in the future. Now, firstly, we would like to invite Amanda, who worked as a factory planner in one international company, to share her view. Let's welcome Amanda.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me here. Recently, I heard a saying, fortunate people have their whole life protected and healed by their childhood. Unfortunate people have to have their whole life protected and healing from their childhood. I was not a happy girl when I was a kid, but I am a super lucky person. Through the recommendation of my friend, I became a Taijimen dizi when I am a university student. When I started to practice Qigong for 3 months, I had the opportunity to be enlightened by my shifu. He encouraged me to open up my mind and to improve the relationship with my mother. Shifu toward to me is not just a master. He is more like as my father. He not only inspires my heart, but also prevented my family being breaking down, keep me far away from tragedy. Good tea bring me good luck. I got a chance to be on board in a famous foreign company. Through practice Qigong and daily meditation, I had a clear mind to handle my work in an efficient way. The wisdom of yin and yang helps me to turn bad things into good. I survived to transform the pressure and challenge into the driving force of progress. It's not easy to stay in the workplace with very intense competition for more than 15 years. I'm so proud that I did it. All these are due to the guidance of my shifu and daily practice. Every company has its own core values, and employees have become the most valuable assets of the company. I work for a company that takes employee ethics very seriously, so we have honesty, admit mistakes as one of our core values. We feel comfortable to admit mistake in the meeting or through email communication, since we all know to make the correction immediately can limit the impact and maximize the interest of the company. In other words, there is a positive impact by admitting mistake actively. I very much agree with this corporate culture and admire the vision of the company. Last year, one thing happened that makes all Taijimen feel so sad. The land that Shifu prepared for the building of self-cultivation center for all Taijimen was illegally auctioned on August 21st. The second auction failed, then the land was illegally appropriated by the government. In July last year, the weather is extremely hot. We protested against the enforcement agency for more than 30 days. We told government officials to stop seizing Taijimen's property because the criminal division of Supreme Court has concluded that Taijimen was innocent and tax exempt on July 13, 2007. It's pity that the government officials ignore people's outcry and did not respond to our appeals. Experts and scholars broke the news that on March 2, 2020, government officials have already discussed how to split the performance bonus while Taijimen's land hasn't been auctioned. Where is the conscience and integrity of the civil servants who forcibly seize people's property for their own benefit? The big slogan on the entries of the enforcement agency reads, "Love and Justice." Is the list the core value of enforcement agency? Where is the love and justice that the enforcement agency has been promoting? When officials are not willing to face up to their mistakes and correct them, how can the country progress in this way? We all hope that Taiwan will become better. People can live and work in peace and happiness. Everyone enjoy the freedom and religion or belief, and their property can be protected. The Taijimen case has been going on for 25 years. As Judge Zhao Zhirong of the first trial of the Taijimen criminal case said, only those who have really gone through this process know how hard it is. A short sentence expressed the sorrows and tears that Taijimen Shifu and Dizi suffered. We don't want anyone in Taiwan to be treated this way, so we stand up and urge the government to reform. We hope that President Tai can pay attention on this case. Taijimen case is not a single case. When government officials abuse their power, the victims are not the only ones affected, but the entire people, because it means that the rule of law has not been truly implemented. I sincerely call on President Tai to implement the transitional justice. Please start from solving the Taijimen case. Punish the illegal officials. Eliminate the tax bonus for bureaucrats. Return nationalized property to Taijimen and give justice to the people. That's all for my sharing. Thanks for your listening.
Thanks, Amanda. Yes, we all agree to implement the transitional justice. You need to start from solving Tai Jimen case and give the justice to the people. So next, we would like to invite Paul, who worked as an engineer in one high-tech company, to share his view on that. Let's welcome Paul.
Thanks, Erica. Hello, everyone. I'd like to introduce to you my favorite place, Taijimen. When I was little, my parents took me here to practice Qigong. In the progress of my growth, I was accompanied by many brothers and sisters. Most importantly, I have loving shifu and shimu who would encourage us and teach us to do right things. In truth, I'm not confident in myself and always concerned that I cannot do anything for my best. As a result, I was under lots of stress when preparing for the graduate school exam. I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to get good grades, so I was so nervous and worried every day. However, practicing Qigong helps me relax and find the problems of myself that I could settle down to study hard every day and improve my weakness. Gradually, I gained confidence and began to feel that I was capable of doing my best. Finally, I got a good grade and got into my dream school. However, the place where I grew up has been persecuted for more than 25 years, and it's still not over. In 1996, Taijimen was involved in a criminal case, which was falsely accused by prosecutor Ho Kuan-ren. He accused Taijimen of fraud and tax evasion without any evidence. This false accusation was reported in a great deal of media coverage at that time. It made the brothers and sisters under tremendous stress from friends, relatives, and colleagues, leaving the entire loving family in a state of panic. The litigation had lasted for 10 years and 7 months. Finally, on July 13, 2007, the Criminal Division of the Supreme Court of Taiwan found Taijimen not guilty of fraud, tax evasion, or violation of tax codes. Furthermore, in 2009, all the innocent defendants who had been detained were awarded national compensation for unlawful imprisonment. However, the false tax bills that resulted from the criminal case have not been cancelled, and the worst thing was the land belonged to Taijimen was auctioned by the National Tax Bureau and the Administrative Enforcement Agency. The judgment numbered 422, made by the Supreme Administrative Court in 2018, acknowledged that Taijimen is a Menpai of Qigong, martial arts, and self-cultivation. It also pointed out that its original ruling for 1992 failed to take into consideration the decision made by the criminal court as well as the fact that all of the 7,401 public survey forms from Taijimen deeds indicate the red envelopes were gifts and lost. They were tax-free income. The 2018 ruling confirmed that the decision for the consolidated income tax for 1992 was wrong, and the tax disposition was unlawful as well. The NTB, in accordance with the ruling of the Supreme Administrative Court, agreed that tax bills for the years 1991 and 1993 to 1996 should be corrected to zero, except for the tax bill for 1992, which was not adjusted to zero. However, the tax bills for 1991 to 1996 is the same evidence. It's obvious that the NTB has broken the rule of consistency. All the evidence shows Taijimen is innocent, but NTB still hasn't cancelled the tax bills. I don't understand the officials' mentality. Today is United Nations Day, representing world peace. However, we are still suffering from the violence by Taiwan's government on such a peace-repressing day. Here, I would like to take the leader of the Indian nationalist movement, Mr. Gandhi, to conclude. An error doesn't become truth by reason of multiplied provocation, nor does truth become error because nobody sees it. Similarly, the truth will not change due to time or any false evidence. I hope that the government can correct its mistakes as soon as possible, restore Taijimen's reputation, and stop the violence against people. Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate the sharing. Indeed, the truth is the only truth. The truth will not change due to the time or any false evidence. We all hope the government can correct its mistakes as soon as possible. Next, we would like to invite Kavien, who worked as a project manager in one leading international company, to share her view on that. Let's welcome Kavien.
Thanks, Erica. So, hello everyone. I'm glad to share with you my experience. I've joined Tai Ji Men to cultivate my body and mind over 27 years, and luckily say goodbye to my year-round cold, stomach problems, and insomnia. My high school classmates say I am totally different. A sickly girl transformed to a superwoman. What I learned most is the positive thinking and the wisdom of balance. Thus, I could see things in different point of view and find the key to balance different sides. It's really helpful to my career. No matter what kind of challenges we face, we could always find a way to solve it. And I also find the answer to the huge problem bothered me from childhood. What's the meaning of life? It turned out I could have energy to help the people around me, and this could make me feel warm and happy from heart. It made my life more valuable. Shifu also opened my mind and vision. Thus, I could bring love and care to the world and do not limit myself anymore. As a project manager in a technical company, in order to make customers' trips enter mass production smoothly, we not only need to be careful on project implementation to avoid mistakes, but also do our best to support customers to debug if they find any issues during system verification, try to find solutions to avoid customers' losses. This is our responsibility. This is how Taiwan economic miracle is achieved. In contrast, in Taijimen case, we could see serious problem on governance mindset and the serious impact caused by governance malfeasance. For all Taijimen dizi, what happened on December 19, 1996 is a pain in our hearts. This event has huge impact to my life. I was proud that Taiwan is a free and a democratic country with a rule of law, and I trusted our judicial system. But this event made me realize that there is a huge gap between the truth and my imagination. The prosecutor may not stand for the justice. What media report may not be the truth. The Taijimen I know is totally different from what the media said. I understood what the smell is, and the prosecutor hype investigation-related information on the media every day. I realized that the presumption of innocence and the principle of secret investigation are just slogans. At that time, I noticed that these things happen every day, but when it didn't happen to us, I turned a blind eye. What a lesson. From that day on, I saw things in different ways. I no longer simply believe what the media report. The truth may be another story. And I saw again and again that the prosecutors had no respect for the rule of law. They sway public opinion to public trial via media and completely ignore the presumption of innocence and the principle of secret investigation. As a law enforcement officer, Prosecutor Hou Kuan-ren publicly violated the law of evidence and used ridiculous raising goblins to prosecute people. This indictment caused public opinion seething with indignation, damaged Taiwan's reputation to international society, become negative teaching materials in Taiwan's judicial history. Professor Kenneth Jobson, an internationally famous human rights lawyer and professor at Temple University Law School, he studied Taijimen test case for years. And he spoke up for Taijimen in 2016 public hearings in Legislative Yuan. He said, I don't think I've seen more abuse of the rights of due process in any situation than I've seen in the Taijimen test case. It's not a due process to accuse a human being in a civilized society of raising goblins. The mere statement of that should cause an individual to question the sanity of the prosecutor, and in any court of law, such an absurd allegation should be thrown out. Why would our courts accept such an absurd indictment without even a basic threshold for filing a lawsuit? Huge social resources are being wasted, and the entire Taijimen, shifu, shimu, and OD's lifelong reputation is being ruined. On July 13, 2007, the Supreme Court found all the defendants of Taijimen case not guilty of fraud, tax evasion, or violation on tax codes. From the beginning, the tax bill should not be valid, but no government take action to correct it to relieve people's suffering. National Tax Bureau, Supreme Administrative Court, and Administrative Enforcement Agency, they didn't follow their authority to stop illegal execution. The whole government system disregard people's human rights. We didn't violate any tax code. Why could National Tax Bureau issue illegal tax bill? Why can this kind of obvious mistake be fixed immediately? Why do we need to call for governance mistakes for 25 years? Finally, National Tax Bureau fixed the tax bill amount for year 91, 93 to 96 to zero in 2019 and approved this is not valid tax bill. Why could Administrative Enforcement Agency enforce illegal judgment for year 92? I call on the government to implement a transition of justice, to end the suffering of bygone era, to protect human rights and maintain social justice. The government should fix this index case of human rights, Taijimen case, immediately. Improve governance no action attitude. Make Taiwan a country of human rights. Thank you.
Thanks, Kavien's sharing. It's really terrifying. It's such an abuse, right, of the due process. We all feel lots of frustrations from the Taijimen case. We urge justice for this case. After all this sharing, we must share one more video to emphasize that not only few people, but many of the voice need to be heard to call for the actions and breakthroughs of Taijimen cases. Let's looking at the video together.
Taijimen Qigong Academy and the Action Alliance to Redress 1219 have sought justice from Taiwan's government through live protests and virtual forums.
Stop violating Taijimen's human rights.
So the Taijimen Qigong Academy case started in 1996, and it was persecution on spiritual groups, and Taijimen Qigong Academy was caught in the crossfire of all of that. Despite the Supreme Court of Taiwan's rulings that we're innocent and tax-free, a few rogue bureaucrats continue to send us tax bills, and even just last year in 2020, our land was illegally auctioned off.
The Taijimen case has also garnered support from scholars around the world.
And in Taiwan, the long-running attack against the Tai Ji Men community by bureaucratic despots within the tax administration have led many religious freedom experts around the world to condemn this form of administrative religious persecution.
The abuse of the National Tax Bureau has lasted for almost a quarter of a century. I call upon the Taiwan government to honor the law, the sentences passed by its judges, and the moral responsibility it has to watch over and protect all its citizens equally, as determined by its own mandate.
A breakthrough in the case occurred when the principal witness, on whom the prosecutor based his tax evasion accusation against Tai Ji Men, told a journalist that the prosecutor oversaw the case and that the witness testimony was merely a formality. The witness revealed that illegal tax bills were issued to Taijimen at the request of the Investigation Bureau's City Field Office.
告诉你，我当时是看，我说你们怎么算的？他拿给我看，这从哪里来的？你是不是？说这样不能算吧？然后他就说，他说啊，这不谈，不谈，啊，你要怎么样？他说我们是这样的。
Cheng accepted this interview when seriously ill and revealed that he was pressured to do what the prosecution told him to do. Although he has since passed away, Taijimen is hopeful that his testimony will provide the evidence needed to obtain justice.
It proves that what happened was not a mistake. There was no mistake. It was a deliberate framing of Taijimen for obscure motivations through false documents, false accusations, and a false tax investigation that never happened. Now, if this is not enough to reopen the Taijimen case and cancel the 1992 tax bill, give back to Taijimen their sacred land, I don't know what more is needed. It's a general principle of the law all over the world that when new elements emerge, even final decisions can and should be revised. Revision is a fundamental principle of justice.
So far this year, the Action Alliance to Redress 1219 has presented messages to representatives from TECRO, the Taiwan Economic and Cultural Representative Office in San Francisco and Washington, D.C.
We're Taijimen members in the United States. We conveyed our message to Taiwan's Representative Lai in San Francisco.
We have just conveyed our message to Taiwan's Representative Xiao in D.C.
So far, there has been no response, but the Taijimen Qigong Academy and the Action Alliance to Redress 1219 continue their activism in person and online, where scholars continue to voice their support for the cause.
The government of Taiwan should do the right thing and eliminate the tax from 1992, which is just absurd considering what has happened for 1991 and the other years, and to restore the property that was unlawfully seized.
The difference with Tai Ji Men is that they fight. And perhaps it's not too much to say that they're fighting to preserve Taiwan as a democratic country that follows its own laws and stifles corruption in bureaucracy.
Justice for Taijimen, for human rights!
In the end, we must call out again. Denial or hiding from the problem will only make the country fading. Please, only the breakthrough of this ugly pattern, listen to the youth, fight for the justice. We, all Taiwanese, must have a new stage. Thank you all for joining today. We wish everyone has a good day. Bye-bye.